So let's talk about security hiring. Over the years, I've spoken to a lot of my customers, clients and professionals, and a lot of them come back with the same complaints. A lot of them say that security hiring is hard. Now, if you're seeing this video, chances are you're also in the same place, and more likely than not, you're also making the same mistakes. The reason why security hiring is hard, or why hiring managers find it difficult, is that they are approaching security hiring in the wrong way. A lot of times, hiring managers will approach it as the way they approach engineering hiring, right? When I talk about engineering, I'm primarily looking at developers, quality assurance, DevOps engineers. Now, the pool of resources available in the market is much higher for these resources, and their level of experience, seniority, pay levels are much better defined. In comparison, security hiring, especially when it comes to security engineers or AppSec engineers, this is not so well defined, and the levels of seniority and pay requirements is a lot different as compared to engineering. Now, in reality, as we all understand, security, in order to approach security hiring, one needs to consider a completely different set of variables, right? There are three things they need to consider. First, security resources are limited, right? Hiring managers need to accept this fact that security resources out there available for hire are limited. And this is primarily because these skills are not as mainstream as engineering. The security engineering skills are nuanced, and a good engineer needs to have a diverse set of skills in order to be effective in an organization. Hence, that makes them very hard to find. A number of resources available out there are obviously low. Since the resources are limited and since skills are diverse, this can also become very expensive. Hiring good security engineers does come at a very high price. If you compare with engineering, developers with a experience range between 3 to 4 years are considered junior to mid-level, whereas security engineers with an experience range of 3 to 4 years are considered senior, given the crunch in the market. So therefore, expect higher salary and higher pay. Third, since talent is limited and expensive, what is the consequence? Security resources tend to be, or security engineering personnel tend to be a lot more mobile. Since their skills are diverse and there's a limited supply of them out there in the industry, companies will pay top dollar to attract them away from their current employers. So, going with a solution where security hiring is your only option in order to build out a security team is kind of very difficult to execute. It is expensive, resources are limited, retention is a major problem. So therefore, that leaves one major question. How do we fix this? So there's literally one solution that solves all three problems, right? It makes all of your team members competent in security, it reduces cost, it boosts employee retention across the product team. And what is the solution? It's training, right? If you think that doesn't make sense, let me explain what I'm talking about. So the first problem is that security talent is in short supply. You can't obviously replace an entire dedicated security team, but what you can do is you can train product team members to handle their security problems directly firsthand as part of their project teams, right? For example, if you have a bunch of developers, train them on how to do secure coding, encryption best practices, and how to effectively remediate security vulnerabilities. Just training them on writing secure code can make a dramatic difference to the security posture of your application, right? And training is also a lot more cheaper than hiring. There are tons of hidden costs when it comes to hiring a new person, right? This includes paying recruitment companies, doing background checks, spending time going through resumes, interviewing people, onboarding costs, and also the fact that once you bring on a security engineer, he's not going to be at 100% productivity in the first 6 to 8 months, right? All this adds up to about $30,000 to $35,000 in additional cost over and above the security engineer's salary and benefits. With training, you're looking at only a fraction of the cost of training your whole team. And once your team learns new skills, they at least perform 10 to 15% better, which is a dramatic increase in productivity for the entire organization and for your product team as well. And finally, training is one of the most effective methods of retaining skilled talent, right? It is a huge myth that people have wherein they feel that once you get your engineers trained, they will then leave your organization for your competitors or join a bigger organization. A recent survey has shown that 70% of employees said that they are much more interested in continuing at their current employment if the organization invests in their development, their skills, and their learning, right? And the numbers essentially speak for themselves. Security training is without a doubt the future of your security program, right? And I'm not just talking about any old training, because obviously that is boring, and we have seen that kind of boring training with just slides and videos running the entire day to essentially bore your team to death. What I'm talking about is hands-on learning with real-world hands-on labs, which trains you on real-world attacks, real-world defenses. It gives you real-world assessments, activities. It gives you challenges, and to top it off, it gives you clear ways in managing your users, tracking their usage, reporting on what they have done, looking at their achievements as well. So that kind of gives you all of the things that you essentially need in order to train your entire team, right? Now, if you're interested in learn more about how you can essentially go about doing this, check out the links in the description. Let me know what you guys think. Bye for now.